Today we're talking about the best cold calling script to sell anything to anyone. Yes, I know that it's kind of a clickbait title, and the reason I am using this title is because I want you to watch the video. But I am going to tell you how you can really use cold calling to sell anything to anyone. I'm going to give you a framework, not a script. I'm going to give you a framework, a template that you can apply to anything. My name is Jacob Tuweiner. I've closed over 7 figures in B2B sales from outbound specifically. I currently make over 1,000 cold calls every single month out of this headset right here. I'm working at a software startup now. I went from agency sales to SaaS, and I'm building up the sales development team at ServiceBell, hiring, training the reps, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you want my cold call training, by the way, that I made for my team, go down below in the description, and I'll leave a link to it for you. You can watch all my training videos. I think you'll really like it. So what is the cold call script that works really well? You have to think about what the prospect has in mind when you call, right? Prospect is thinking, okay, I'm busy, I'm in a meeting, maybe they're probably not in a meeting, I'm doing something else. Who are you? What do you want? And why do I care, right? So those are the three questions you have to answer when you're cold calling. So the first thing I would say is you have to start with an opener. You open the call. Very simple. Hi, I'm Jacob from ServiceBell. How's it going? Actually, what you say is, hi, prospect name. It's Jacob from ServiceBell. How's it going? Say it with a smile, and you match their energy. This is a key point. What you say is not as important as how you say it. Meaning, it doesn't actually matter a ton what you say, especially when you open the call. Really, it's more about your confidence. Right? If you open the call and you're like, hey, I'm Jacob from ServiceBell, or you're just like nervous or you're stuttering, like you have to be direct, confident, smooth, and just be a little bit above their energy level. If they're down here and they're like, hello, you don't want to be like, hey, I'm the sales guy, woo, buy from me. They're gonna be like, all right, this guy is out to lunch. But if they're down here and you're like even lower, they're just gonna be like, this guy is too slow, right? Now if you call me and I'm up here, I answer the phone, I'm full of energy, and you're like super low, I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm not gonna understand. I'm gonna get bored quickly. You have to match their energy, but be a little bit above it, and you'll get them a bit excited. You'll feel confident. You have to understand there's 3 ways we communicate: verbal, vocal, and visual. Verbal, meaning what you say, the words, is actually the lowest on the totem pole. It's actually I think only less than 10% of our communication is the words. The biggest one is actually body language, and then close second is tonality. And so you don't get body language over the phone, but you do get tonality, which is a huge plus, and you can use it to your advantage. Great, so you open the call. Hey, Jacob from ServiceBell, how's it going? Hey, John, it's Jacob from ServiceBell. How you doing? That kind of thing. That's a very simple one. You don't need anything crazy. And they'll be like, good, how are you? And you'll be like, awesome, thanks. Or they'll just be like, great, what do you want? It depends on the person. You can read a lot about them by how they answer. So then as soon as you answer them, and by the way, when you get more advanced, you can be a bit more playful. Like sometimes if they ask me how I'm doing, I'll be like, awesome, I just went for a run, I'm feeling great. Or, I'll just add some more personality in there. That's just my style. You gotta do what works for you. Sorry that my camera's getting blurry. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of my style, but you can do what works for you. If you want to keep it simple though, then you can go ahead and, man, can I focus this thing in? Check this out. Look at my hand. Wow. Look at the lines of my hand. Good. Bam. Okay, great. So, what was I gonna say? You need to then so the opener is who you are. So now is it why are you calling me and why do I care? So you need to immediately transition to the what's it called? Use the framework. The reason I'm calling you is. So this is something Trent Dressel talks about all the time. He's a really great SDR at Qualtrics. He's got an awesome channel about cold calling, cold email, sales development, B2B SaaS sales, AE stuff. He's a great guy. He actually the one who taught me this. So you start with the reason I'm calling you is, and that's going to answer the unknowns in the prospect's mind about why is this person calling me, like what's going on. And really what you want to do is start with a value proposition and then move it into an open-ended qualification question to get the conversation going. So you go, hey, the reason I'm calling you is I just spoke to another sales guy. And here's actually my line for selling to other salespeople. I have a ServiceBell. I call them and I say, this works for me specifically. You can make one up for yourself, but I say, the reason I'm calling you is actually 2 reasons. The first is I was hoping, being in sales, you'd be slightly more open to a cold call than most. And two, I'm pretty confident I can help your team book more meetings. You mind if I tell you how? So that's my opening line. And that's actually a permission-based opener. So that's the reason for the call. And so I'm doing a few things here, and this only works in my niche because I'm calling salespeople. If you're selling to different personas, it might not work for you. I would just say the reason I'm calling you is give a quick reason, a quick value prop, and then move it into the question. What you're trying to do here is pique their interest, strike a pain, and get them talking about it. When a prospect comes inbound to buy from you, like through a referral or through SEO, they already know about the problem. They know that they don't have enough leads, for example. So they start looking up solutions. They might look up articles about how to generate more leads. They might find Facebook ads, Google ads, and one article says, find an agency. So, okay, they go find an agency. And then they find you on Clutch. And now they see that you have got a lot of reviews, and they reach out to you. So they're like ready to buy. They know they have a problem. They did the research. They know that you're trusted. They chose you. They want to work with you. They're ready to go. Outbound, on the other hand, is not like that at all. These people, sometimes you call them and they're like, oh, I was just about to hire an agency. Sure. But most of the time they say, yeah, we're fine, yeah, we're good. It's because they're not aware of the problem. They're not aware that they have a pain, but they have the pain, and you know they have the pain most likely because it looks like they do from their website, from their LinkedIn profile, and you just have to ask them, do you really have this pain? And if they say yes, boom, you're in. So it's like going to the doctor. You might go to the doctor thinking nothing's wrong for a checkup, and the doctor asks, so how are your energy levels at 2 o'clock in the afternoon after lunch? And you're like, wow, I get really tired after lunch. I didn't realize, but I'm so tired I don't have time to go home and see my kids. And they're like, how does it make you feel? And you're like, terrible. How do I fix it? Right? And now, bam, you'll take the medicine or you'll change your diet or do whatever they recommend. So it's our job to diagnose our prospects' pains like a doctor and move them forward to the next stage in the process. I just got a response from a lead via cold email, so that's why I got distracted. So that's what the opening of the cold call is doing. We're trying to tell them what the problem is and ask them a question within like 10 seconds. And that's all you really have. 10 to 20 seconds, get them talking, right? So when they respond back to me, sure, what do you got? I then say, awesome. Service Bell helps sales teams call leads at the peak of their interest, which is while they're actively on your website. It's kind of like live chat, but with video. So you can catch people at the peak of their interest, book more meetings, and make more sales. Just curious to know how you're currently handling inbound lead response right now. So that's kind of a mouthful. That might be 15 to 20 seconds. I probably should even shorten it a bit. But the point is, I open the call. How's it going? Great, awesome. I make a joke, a quick joke, and ask them permission to pitch. They usually laugh and say yes because they're salespeople. Again, this only works for me. Don't copy me. And then I give a quick value prop. I know salespeople want to call leads while they're hot, and my tool is sick. You get to call people on your website, which is like the most interested they're ever going to be while they're on your website. You can video call them and catch them in a meeting like this in real time. It's insane. And then I ask them, how are you currently handling inbound lead response right now? And they're like, interesting. I can call them on the website. How do I do it now? And then they'll do one of a few things. They'll start talking about how they currently do it. They'll tell me all about their current system. I can then ask follow-up questions to really diagnose the pain, move the conversation forward. They might say, we're all set. That's a really tough objection. That's just a brush off. This is really where the call goes in a bunch of different directions. It goes into freestyle mode, objection handling. You really can't script out a whole cold call. There's a framework, though, I teach for the middle of the cold call to move them from this stage to booking a meeting. It has to do with labels, mirrors, how and what questions, objection handling, and it's all in my free training. I don't want to get into it now because it's a whole different can of worms, but really what we're doing here is we're opening the call, we're coming in strong, right above their tonality, right above their enthusiasm and energy. We're giving them a quick reason for the call and an open-ended question to make them think about the pain that they have. Make a question, an open-ended how question or what question that makes them think that response is about the problem. How are you making sure that you don't lose leads in your funnel right now? Interesting. They're going to start thinking about it. They're going to be like, oh, you know what? We really do lose leads in the funnel. And bam. So if you want to have a follow-up video about how to move the call forward from here, leave a comment down below or get my free training. I continue the conversation there. I can't make a whole video about the whole thing. It's going to take an hour. But this is the opening script. And this is why I'm leaving it here. I told you in the video it's going to be in the title, it's going to be a script, right? The script is only the first 10 seconds of the call, basically. The first 30 seconds, you know it cold. Other than that, you have to be fluid, on the fly, witty and say the right things in the right time. It's just having a conversation with somebody. That's a whole different conversation. Ha ha ha. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you want more videos like these. And make sure to grab the cold call training down below. I'll catch you later. Peace.